I got a new skiving knife, and I figured I'd make a video about it. That's my old one. Because this new skiving knife has given me the opportunity to relearn how to skive in a different and more efficient way. Now, this is the new skiving knife from Buckle Guy. It's beautiful. It's got a solid olive wood handle. It's got a nice custom brass pin on the bottom. It's very affordable. And as you can see from my old knife, it was time for a new one. This is my old skiving knife. You've seen this in plenty of videos over the years. I sanded down the heel here of the, well, I don't know what it's called, this part of the handle so that I could get lower to things that I'm skiving. And as you can see, this face of this blade has been polished and sharpened over and over and over again. I think I've been using this for probably 7 years now, and it is, it's just a little $30 knife. So it's certainly done its job. Plenty of life left in it, but I think it's going to be relegated to backup duties from now on. To understand where we're going with the new blade, it's important to know where we're coming from with the old blade. Now, the way I would use this every day is I would take some polishing compound on a piece of scrap leather, and I would just put the face down and sharpen up my blade. Every once in a while, I would take it to a set of whetstones, really get it nice and sharp. Nothing's really changed about this. This blade is still sharp as can be. And I'll show you by taking my dividers, setting a line. This is going to be where I skive from. And you can see, this is my trusty old blade. It works perfect every time for me. Here's one of the problems. When I run into not having enough leather to hold on to, having this blade face up is just kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, it's annoying because I can't really maneuver. I have the heel, this heel is in the way if I want to get low. And so what I have to do is I kind of hold like this and skive this way, which is more of like a cobbler hold, and it works. I'm not complaining. You know, I've done it for long enough. But it would be nice if I could just boom, 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 down the whole piece. The other issue comes if I want to skive longer than about 1/2 of an inch. I can use my French editors, but if I want to skive something that's big like this and I want to skive all of it, you can see that even just starting from 1.5 inches back, I can't get my blade low enough because of the handle, and I just run out of runway and skive leather off of the entire thing, ruining the piece. So with my new blade, I wanted to start out fresh. What I did was, pulled it out of the package, I used my polishing compound on a nice fresh piece of leather, and I took my blade and I started polishing it with the bevel up. Polish the backside of it. Just like you would polish any other blade, touch it up. It comes very, very sharp. Now, I'll touch up the face as well, but for the most part, I'm only going to focus on the back of the blade. And the reason for this is because the back of the blade is now going to become the front of the blade. This is a new piece of leather. It's much thinner, coming in at 4.5 ounces. And the problem with a piece of leather like this is, if we were to scribe a line, we could absolutely skive this far with the bevel face up. But if we want to skive further than that, we run into the same problem. We start cutting our leather. And so with this new blade, I did what a lot of people in the comments have been suggesting for a while. I flipped the blade over when I skived. And as you can see, doing this allows me to basically skive an infinite distance from the edge. Now what that allows you to do is things like this. Say this is a belt and you need to thin out just the part where you're going to put your buckle. You might not have a pull skiver. You might not have French edgers, or I'm not very good with French edgers. But you can take your skiving knife now and you can work that blade down the length of it. Now, I'm fairly new to this still, so it's not going to be super pretty every time, but I wanted to show you this before I had fully mastered it because you have so much more control, I do at least, skiving with the blade face down. To give you an example of the control you have, we took this belt hide, which is about 8 ounces. Now you can see here, we have a very quick skive down. There's no long taper. We can get that. Then for about here to here, it's even. It's about 2.5, 3 inches. I believe we're down to about 5 ounces. And I worked my way down to this, got it exactly where I wanted it. Then for the last 2 inches, we go from 3 to 2 to 1.5. We have a very nice skived end. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to go this thin with a regular belt, but it gives you the idea of the control that you have doing your skiving this way. Now, one of the reasons I didn't try this sooner is because I already skive probably an hour a day, and I didn't want my job to take much longer, right? And the cool thing is, the reason I'm making this video right now, I'm not very good at this style at all, but I'm only about a couple days in, and I'm decent. So you can pick this up really quickly because you can see here, the way that we're using this blade, you're pivoting on the corner of that bevel. And you can see I'm not perfect, but you can go back and get the parts that you missed. And you're pivoting, and it almost feels like, I mean, I don't fly planes, but it kind of feels similar to an airplane wing in the wind, in the air, right? You can pivot up and down when you have the bevel face down. Whereas if you are using the bevel face up, you have nothing to pivot on. You're stuck on your handle. That's as low as you can go, and that's it. With this, I can go in and come out. I can face this up, basically. So I'd be able to, I don't think I can do it here, but if I wanted to, with practice, I'm sure I could skive in and then come back out. Yeah, just like that. And skive right back out and make a ditch. So is one way right and one way wrong? Absolutely not. These knives are really beautiful. If you need a new skiving knife, check them out. However, no matter what skiving knife you have, I do think it's worth it to set up one skiving knife to be able to skive with the bevel face down. The reason being, it opens up a whole other aspect of leatherwork where you're able to thin out selective parts for long swatches of leather. So you can do your belt edges, you can do pockets that are, you don't have to use your French edgers anymore for your pockets. You can just, in 2-3 swoops, once you get good at it, you can take your skiving knife, bevel side down, and just skive all those pockets. You can do it with bags. You can do, I mean, it's going to be great for rolled edges to be able to skive 2-3 inches in like no time at all. That being said, I'm still much quicker on edge bevels with my skiving knife that's bevel is facing up. So I think I'm going to keep 2 knives for now, and I can't really see myself switching to one or the other full time, but this is a really, really great new skill to have for me. I'm almost 20 years into this. I'm still learning new stuff. So I figured I'd make a video because it is an interesting thing that you guys told me to try, and it's something that I'm really excited I finally got around to because it's really going to improve my leatherwork, and I'm going to have a lot more fun being able to do new things with that skill. So thank you guys so much for watching. Links, if you want a new skiving knife or whatever, will be in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.